So 2 years and 5 months after Mortal Kombat vs. DC, NetherRealm would then decide to reboot the series with Mortal Kombat 9, retelling the story of the first 3 games with majority of certain characters returning back, and even introducing the system of guest characters. But other than that though, let's get into the story. So we start off in some wasteland and angles of Mortal Kombat characters being shown dead, some shown in half or, just dead. But as we change angles, we see a certain pyramid and with even more bodies until we see this scene.
Where are the elder gods,
Yeah, this part of the game takes place in Armageddon, even though we don't see Taven and Dagon, and they also don't explain how Shao Kahn could have possibly escaped and survived Onaga and returned back here to beat everybody. But either way, he's here beating the life out of Raiden, telling him he doesn't care about the elder gods and the Mortal Kombat doesn't really matter to them. So he tosses Raiden, breaking his amulet. Pay attention to that amulet though, because that's important for later. When he stands above Raiden, he starts glowing, showing that he's beaten Blaze and took his power, making him even stronger. With no options left, Raiden grabs pieces of a destroyed amulet and sends a message to his past self saying, "He must win." We get flashes of previous scenes that have happened over the years of the Mortal Kombat games, till we cut to present day with Raiden getting visions. Liu Kang worrying about him because, at that moment, Raiden's amulet starts to crack. But he tells Liu Kang it's nothing. The tournament starts and we see some familiar faces all gathered around here. Shang Tsung shows up, introducing himself, and tells the combatants what will happen there on this island. While he's talking, Johnny Cage shows up, tries to flirt with this woman, flexing about all the movies he was in and stuff. But she only cares about some guy that, she's tracked down to this island.
Kano? Wasn't in that one.
Shang Tsung tells everyone about the previous Mortal Kombat victories, and if they defeated all the opponents, they'll have to deal with one final opponent, being him. Johnny gets cocky, saying that he'll beat Shang Tsung, but somehow at that moment he spawns in right behind him. So he announces that Johnny Cage will be fighting the first combatant, being Reptile.
Nice done. Begin. All right, it's showtime.
Round 1.
Johnny somehow beats Reptile and gets cocky, saying that he'll beat anybody, which is where they announce who's going to be fighting for the second round, Baraka. Johnny questions why Baraka is wearing makeup, but doesn't care, and they fight. And obviously, Johnny wins. Johnny is told to kill Baraka, but when he looks around, he starts thinking they're joking. He sees that they're not, so he tells Shang Tsung no. With everyone leaving, Johnny tries to go look for Sonya, but he's stopped by Raiden and Liu Kang. They explain that he fought well, but this is the real deal, basically. He brushes them off, saying that he's not into the whole roleplay thing, but Raiden and Liu Kang explain that if Johnny lost those battles, Shao Kahn would have been a step closer to conquering the Earth Realm. Johnny tells him that he's an actor, and if Shao Kahn really is a threat, they should just call the military. You'll see why that's a bad idea later. He leaves to go find the woman he was talking to, and Liu Kang asks Raiden what does he see in Johnny, with Raiden telling him that he's a hero, he just doesn't know it yet. We cut back to the woman Johnny was looking for, trying to make contact with somebody, telling him to lock onto her signal, but for some reason, they're saying the island she's on doesn't exist. Their maps can't even pinpoint where the location's at, saying that she's still looking for someone named Jax, but at that moment, Johnny shows up and being himself, we get this.
I can't let you run loose without an escort.
I don't need an escort, and I'm sure as hell not your baby.
We also find out her name is Sonya. Not here, obviously, because why would the game do that? But while you're fighting her, you'll see it. Johnny tries to apologize, but Sonya, being mad at him, doesn't want him around. Johnny understands and decides to leave, which is when this random guy just happens to show up and throw him off the bridge. We find out that this is Kano, the bad guy who Sonya was looking for. But we also see that Johnny somehow survived and flips back up to fight Kano on the bridge.
Step away from the lady. Fans think you require special effects. Truth is, I am the special effects.
Round 1. Fight!
He beats Kano, and Sonya thanks Johnny and tells him that the random guy's name is indeed Kano, and she's part of the military task force, and that Kano had joined them before, but he betrayed them for money and got multiple people killed. When Johnny finds out that Sonya is the real military, he now knows Raiden was telling the truth. He tells her that Raiden called in backup, but Sonya has no idea who Raiden is. She's only focused on finding Jax. We cut to Sonya's part of the story, with her calling out to Jax and finding him in some weird dungeon. She finds Jax, but Shang Tsung arrives. She tells him to let them go, that they're not a part of the tournament, but that's when Shang Tsung brings in Sub-Zero to fight in Sonya Blade. Now, I could sit here and tell you how the guy with years of ninja training and actual superpowers beat Sonya, but she wipes it. Raiden shows up and he gets a vision of Liu Kang beating Shang Tsung, so he intervenes and ends up fighting Sonya. Now obviously the God of Thunder definitely beats Sonya. Since she's just a regular military trained person and he's a god, yeah, she wins again. As Sonya is about to finish him, Raiden causes a distraction, giving Sonya time to free Jax and escape, but they're interrupted by Jade and Katana. Yeah, you gotta fight both of them at the same time. But surely they win a 2v1, right? Sonya wins. Sonya beat Jade and Katana 2v1. She's just on a roll. This is the champion. This is who needs to win. Sonya tells Jax after she gets him back to base, she's gonna come back and deal with Kano. When the helicopter finally shows up after hours trying to find them, it gets blown out the sky. Seeing it was Shang Tsung who did it, he brings Kano to fight Sonya, and obviously Sonya wins. Johnny shows up with Raiden and Liu Kang, with Raiden even healing Jax's wounds. Raiden explains to everyone his visions show the future, saying Shao Kahn wins and kills everyone, but the visions can stop him, but altering the events of history is problematic. Johnny then saying Raiden can win the tournament easily. Raiden says that he can't intervene, unless he's challenged, and tells him now just proceed with the tournament. We cut the Scorpion's part of the story, with the guard entering the arena. Raiden notices this, but at the same time gets a vision of some guy with a hat fighting Baraka. Scorpion shows up looking for Sub-Zero, but at that moment, Raiden approaches the guy with the hat, and we find out this is indeed Kung Lao, saying he shouldn't be here since the Shaolin chose Liu Kang and not him. Kung Lao says he's Liu Kang's equal, but Raiden tells him he's not at all, straight to his face. So Kung Lao, out of spite and ego, decides to go challenge Scorpion.
Never mind the Lin Kuei. Now you face a Shaolin.
You will regret this.
And he loses, with Raiden even telling him he had no chance in winning. Scorpion still wants to fight Sub-Zero, but Raiden gets another vision of Scorpion killing Sub-Zero and the mysterious fighter. Shang Tsung tells him he doesn't get to pick who he fights and summons Nightwolf to fight Scorpion. Nightwolf tries to get Scorpion to not cling on to the past, but Scorpion bashes him for not seeking retribution, and they fight. Scorpion wins, but Raiden approaches him, asking him to spare Sub-Zero, warning him that if he dies, his death will bring rise to a more treacherous foe. Scorpion still wanting revenge, but Raiden tells him if Sub-Zero lives, he'll get the Elder Gods to bring Scorpion's clan back, including his family. He agrees, and we cut to Cyrax and Sector talking about the Grandmaster. They disagree with his plan, but at that moment, Scorpion walks in, and Cyrax says,
Your inferior clan is dead. Soon you will join me.
My clan will walk the earth once more.
Scorpion fights both Cyrax and Sector and beats them. Scorpion says he will have his revenge, but he won't kill Sub-Zero, and that's when he entered.
Or can you? The hero and I, you are dead. You will suffer as they did. To hell with your clan. No, to hell with you.
Yeah, Scorpion sends Sub-Zero to the Nether Realm to fight him. Scorpion wins, but he won't kill him. So that's when Quan Chi shows up, mad that Scorpion won't kill Sub-Zero, shows him a flashback of the Lin Kuei slaughtering Scorpion's clan, the Shirai Ryu. And we see a certain someone kill the wife and child. So we get this.
That is not me.
We cut to everyone talking and Scorpion shows up. Raiden mad he couldn't stop one of his visions, with Cyrax mad wanting revenge for Sub-Zero. But Raiden tells him Sub-Zero did this to himself. Raiden also bringing up how the Cyber Initiative is a bad idea. Cyrax saying he's one of the few speaking up about not wanting to do it in the Lin Kuei. But Raiden more disgusted with the Lin Kuei getting paid to kill Earthrealmers in the tournament, with Cyrax mad. He leaves the arena, but Baraka decides to follow him. We cut to Cyrax on the bridge, but he's approached by Shiva and Baraka, telling them he's only here to kill Johnny Cage, but they tell him that Shang Tsung doesn't need Cyrax anymore. Cyrax fights Shiva and wins, so we get this.
This fight
stop the act.
Cyrax beats both Shiva and Baraka, leaving to find out why Shang Tsung has betrayed him. He finds Shang Tsung with Sector, saying that Shang Tsung sent Baraka and Shiva to beat Cyrax because he was talking with Raiden, and doing so would ruin his plans. Sector defends Cyrax, saying he's Lin Kuei and he will finish his missions. So to put it to the test, Shang Tsung has Cyrax fight Johnny Cage. Cyrax wins, but as Shang Tsung tells Cyrax to finish him, Cyrax decides not to and lets him live. Sector and Cyrax argue, telling Cyrax he was supposed to kill Johnny Cage, but Cyrax tells him he was using his judgment, and Johnny Cage didn't have to die. Sector tells him he broke his oath and the Cyber Initiative will remove his insubordination. So they fight, Cyrax wins, and we get this.
No one leaves the Lin Kuei.
We cut to Liu Kang's chapter with Shang Tsung showcasing to everyone Ermac, Shao Kahn's new creation who has multiple souls in him. Raiden warning Liu Kang that he is unlike anything he's ever fought before. He goes in anyway to fight Ermac, and Liu Kang wins somehow, and everyone leaves, but due to Liu Kang posing as a threat to Shang Tsung's plans and Outworld losing, he sends Katana to basically handle him. We cut to Liu Kang training and Raiden even mentioning Baraicho. They elaborate on Raiden's visions, trying to figure out what caused them, but at the moment Raiden gets a vision of his future self saying he must win. We cut back to normal and Raiden tells Liu Kang that he thinks it's him who has to win. He also tells him that his amulet, remember the amulet I told you to pay attention to in the beginning? Apparently it's forged by the Elder Gods and it started to crack when the vision started, and it will be repaired if they succeed securing the future. Raiden leaves and that's when Katana shows up trying to kill Liu Kang, but she can barely even affect him. After Liu Kang beats Katana, she tells him to kill her, saying her father, / the Emperor, will be mad if he finds out that Katana failed. Liu Kang is shocked to find out Shao Kahn is her father, but lets her go, telling her that the fight never happened and he hopes they meet under different circumstances. We cut to later where everyone's showing up back at the tournament, minus the Lin Kuei, but that doesn't matter because Scorpion shows up with Quan Chi to 2v1 Liu Kang. And he wins. After he wins, Raiden congratulates him and tells him it's not over, remembering Goro. Shang Tsung tells Liu Kang has done what no Earthrealmer has done in years and sends him to the lair. When Liu Kang gets there, Goro arrives saying he wasn't expecting to fight in the tournament, but it doesn't matter as he goes to fight Liu Kang and my boy Liu Kang slams Goro, winning the fight. Suspense is building up, not knowing who won, but Liu Kang steps through the portal. Now the final fight with Liu Kang challenging Shang Tsung.
Only one fight remains. Face me in Mortal Kombat.
You see, he said the thing, you know, the thing, the title of the thing. Liu Kang fights Shang Tsung and wins. Shang Tsung concedes and everyone cheers for Liu Kang, and the Outworlders leave, with Katana somewhat sad, but she leaves as well, and we get this. But Raiden's amulet cracks even more. We cut to Shao Kahn mad at Shang Tsung and the Elder Gods, explaining that he is bound by the Elder Gods' rules, and if it weren't for the rules, he would have invaded Earthrealm. And right as he orders Shang Tsung's death, Shang Tsung proposes an idea of changing the rules. We then cut to the Shaolin Arena with everyone here and the medal of winning Mortal Kombat. We cut to Jax's chapter with Raiden still confused as to why his amulet is still cracking, even questioning if Liu Kang was the one who was meant to win. Jax saying he doesn't know anyone who could have beat Shang Tsung the way Liu Kang did, but at that moment Shang Tsung arrives, looking younger. He proposes a new tournament. This time it'll be in Outworld. If Earthrealm loses, Outworld will absorb it, but if Earthrealm wins, Shao Kahn will lose interest in Earthrealm forever. Raiden doesn't want to do it, so Shang Tsung opens a portal allowing the Tarkatans to invade the Shaolin Palace, while Shang Tsung fights with Raiden. So my boy Jax jumps into the fight and putting belt to ass against the Tarkatans. He knocks one out, headbutts the other, combos the third, while he gets jumped and knocked out. Jax wakes up to the palace in ruins, asking where's Sonya to find out that Shang Tsung has taken her. Kung Lao tells everyone they need to follow Shang Tsung, but at that moment Raiden gets a vision of Liu Kang killing Shao Kahn. But he tells Liu Kang since his previous vision didn't work out, maybe he needs to change this vision, and telling Liu Kang to his face he must win does not mean Liu Kang has to win. Also, since Shang Tsung has no issue attacking Earthrealm, Raiden accepts the tournament's proposal by Shao Kahn to stop him from doing so. So they go to Outworld, and we cut to Shao Kahn's throne room with Shang Tsung, Goro, and the Tarkatans here. We also find out that Raiden has sent Liu Kang and Kung Lao to find and free their masters, but Sonya isn't here. So Jax enters in, angry to find her, but since it's a tournament, Shang Tsung has Baraka fight Jax, and we get one of the best lines in this game. Jax beats Baraka and demands Shang Tsung to tell her where Sonya is, but Shang Tsung is needed elsewhere, so they commence the tournament later on. Raiden gets a vision of Sonya about to be executed, so he tries to teleport them there. But due to Raiden being in Outworld, his powers aren't working as they normally do, so he brings them to a random place. Johnny, being himself, starts asking questions about Sonya and yapping about the movies he's been in. So Jax, annoyed, fights Johnny and beats him, but Raiden tells him to stop as someone else is approaching them. Jade arrives, telling them that they're in a restricted area, and fights Jax. He wins and tries to apologize to Johnny, but Johnny stops him from doing so. Oh, and Jade also reveals the area they're in, which is basically like the armory. They make their way to where Sonya is, and we see her tied up in a room with Shiva and Shokans. And Johnny being Johnny.
Sonya!
Guards, stop them!
We also get this scene of Jax. Jax fights Shiva and obviously wins. He rescues Sonya, but Sonya gets 2 tech readings, meaning they can't be from Outworld, so they split up. Johnny goes with Raiden.
Perhaps you are right, Johnny Cage. You will stay close to me. Great, I am close as a shadow, twice as silent.
And Jax goes with Sonya. We cut to Smoke and Tundra, who will now be going by Sub-Zero to honor his brother, trying to find out who killed the original Sub-Zero. All they know is it has something to do with Shang Tsung. They split up with Katana showing up, and we get this.
Wise though your emperor might be, he was foolish to send his housemaid to interfere within great business.
Smoke fights Katana and wins. He makes his way into the forest, finding Kano and Shang Tsung. Seeing Kano bring heavy weaponry to Outworld, saying nobody in Earthrealm or Outworld will be able to stop them. Smoke intervenes and fights Kano, and after he beats him, he demands Shang Tsung to tell him what he knows of Sub-Zero's demise. Reptile shows up, but Shang Tsung turns into Sub-Zero, telling Smoke that even though Sub-Zero died, he was still stronger than all the Lin Kuei. So Reptile and Shang Tsung fight Smoke, and Smoke clears them, but he starts to get attacked by an invisible force, the force revealing itself to be Sector, who has gone through the cyber initiative. He demands Smoke to go back with him so he can turn him into a cyborg, but Smoke refuses, so they fight. Smoke wins, but is ambushed by more cyber Lin Kuei. At that moment, Raiden and Johnny arrive, and Raiden gets a vision of Smoke getting turned into a cyborg, so he stops the cyber Lin Kuei from doing so, and he ends up saving Smoke. Smoke thanks Raiden for saving him, and Raiden wants Smoke to help them win the tournament. Smoke says that he can't. If Sector was hunting him, he'll be hunting Sub-Zero. Raiden tells him that Sub-Zero will be at the tournament, so Smoke joins the team. We cut to Sub-Zero in some weird chamber freezing henchmen, but at that moment a yellow cyborg has arrived. We find out it's Cyrax, who has unfortunately gone through the cyber initiative. This also explains why both Sector and Cyrax were absent at the tournament after they showed up to talk to Shang Tsung. Sub-Zero beats Cyrax, but he runs into Jax and Sonya. They're confused as to how he's alive, but he tells them that he is not the original Sub-Zero. He's his brother, and wants to know how his brother died. They tell him it was Scorpion. Just as they tell him where to find Scorpion, the room starts to glow green and we see it's Ermac. That's also where we get this scene. Sub-Zero then decides to fight Ermac, and after he beats him, he goes to check on Jax. He tells Sonya that there's a portal to bring them back to Earthrealm as he is needed to hunt down Scorpion. We cut to Katana finding some warrior and Sub-Zero arriving. Katana wins, but hesitates to kill the warrior after Liu Kang basically spared her life. So Shao Kahn kills the warrior anyway. Sub-Zero approaches Shao Kahn demanding to fight Scorpion. Irritated by this, Shang Tsung summons Reptile to fight Sub-Zero, and Reptile loses. Sub-Zero then demands to fight Scorpion to avenge his brother, so Shao Kahn has Quan Chi summon Scorpion, and they fight. Sub-Zero fights Scorpion and actually wins. Yeah, he beat the guy who his brother couldn't. As Sub-Zero's about to kill Scorpion, The Cyber Lin Kuei soldiers arrive, neutralizing him, with Sector and Cyrax showing up at that moment. Raiden and Johnny and Smoke arrive, but Raiden stops Smoke from getting involved, saying they'll take him as well. Cyrax and Sector ask to take Sub-Zero back to the Grandmaster, and in return, he will have the Lin Kuei's loyalty and service. Raiden, now seeing that time is changing, he saves Smoke just for the new Sub-Zero to go through the same transformation. They take Sub-Zero, but after seeing how mad Shao Kahn was at Kitana for allowing the Lin Kuei to arrive at Outworld and sending her away, Raiden tries to see if they can recruit her for the tournament, with Smoke showing some emotion for his best friend that he won't see anymore. We cut to Kitana and Jade arguing about Kitana's recent actions, but due to Kitana's anger with her father, Jade leaves. At that moment, Raiden, Smoke, and Johnny arrive, but before Raiden could say anything, Kitana is still angry, questions why they're coming to her, with Johnny and Smoke saying they don't want to fight her, but they will have to do it if they need to. Kitana fights both Johnny and Smoke and wins. Yeah, remember earlier when Smoke beat Kitana? Fuck that, I guess. As Kitana is about to kill Johnny and Smoke, Raiden stops her, saying Liu Kang might have been wrong about her, or not. He tries to get on Kitana's good side, even considering her to be like Sindel. At that moment, Raiden gets the vision of Sindel. This is where we find out Sindel is Kitana's mother. Raiden tells Kitana to go to Shang Tsung's flesh pits if she wants her to discover her true path. So she goes over there. She arrives and senses Jade nearby and tells her to come out. Jade says she's ordered to not let Kitana go to the flesh pits, and even though she doesn't know why, they fight. Kitana wins and heads to the flesh pits. She arrives and starts seeing a whole bunch of freaky and nasty projects until she sees a body laid out. When she gets closer, she realizes it looks a lot like her, and at that moment, the body awakes, calling Kitana her sister. Kitana discusses that the creature is calling her family. They decide to fight. She wins and Shang Tsung arrives. Kitana saying her father would not stand for the creatures he's making, but Shang Tsung says all he's trying to do is perfect Kitana. Enraged, Kitana fights Shang Tsung and wins. She takes Shang Tsung prisoner to Shao Kahn, and she tells him what Shang Tsung has done. And he says,
Well done, sorcerer.
Kitana mad that somehow Shao Kahn knew and approved of this, saying that even her own father allowed this. But that's when we learn
I am your emperor.
saying he has a true daughter now. Kitana, realizing what Raiden said was true, knows that Shao Kahn has been trying to lie to her basically her whole life. They take her away to the tower and Shao Kahn says to bring him his real daughter, naming her Mileena. Jade, watching it happen, decides to follow. We cut to Baraka and the Tarkatan storing weapons for Shang Tsung. Jade arrives and tells Baraka that she'll see Kitana, and tells Baraka to step aside. But Baraka tells her that he doesn't take orders from her, so they fight. She wins and knocks out Baraka, the same way, he did to Jax. Jade arrives at the tower to see Kitana captured and trapped, and being guarded by Shiva. Jade approaches and Shiva says she has orders to not allow anyone in the tower, but Shiva realizes Jade's there to rescue Kitana, so they fight. Kitana and Jade apologize to each other, but realize there's not enough time to rescue Kitana, so Kitana tells Jade to find Raiden, and he can help them. Jade leaves, but is found by Mileena. Mileena tells Jade that she's needed back so they can throw a party to execute Kitana, which leads Jade into fighting Mileena. Jade beats Mileena and says she needs to find Raiden. Oh hey, there's Raiden. Somehow Smoke confuses Mileena for Kitana, thinking that Jade beat Kitana, so he fights her. Even though Raiden tells him,
Oh, stop. That is not Kitana.
Jade beats Smoke and explains to Raiden the situation, and we get this.
Guess he turned another one. It's Raiden that night.
Godlike power. A personality that is not at all like sandpaper.
She says Kitana is going to be executed, and even though Raiden explains that there's no time to save her, Liu Kang blames Kitana's capture on Raiden. But Kung Lao tells Raiden that him and Liu Kang will go save her and regroup with everyone later. Yeah, you see that anger Liu Kang just had with Raiden? Keep that in mind for later. We cut to Kung Lao and Liu Kang at the tower figuring out that they moved Kitana, but Shiva and a new fighter arrive to stop them. Liu Kang takes on Shiva and Kung Lao takes on the new fighter. When Kung Lao wins, he tries to figure out who the new fighter is, even sensing something familiar with him. At that moment, Kung Lao asks Liu Kang if he needs help boxing with Shiva, but then Goro shows up, still mad that he lost to Liu Kang, but Kung Lao decides to fight him. And surely the guy who's never been beaten before until Liu Kang arrived is gonna beat Kung Lao, right? No. Kung Lao beats him, and Liu Kang and Kung Lao get Goro to try to get information out of him. They find out that Katana's at the Coliseum, so they try to head over there as fast as they can. We cut to Ermac mollywhopping my boy Johnny and winning his fight. Liu Kang and Kung Lao arrive, spotting Katana. Liu Kang makes his way to go rescue her, but Raiden tells him that Smoke and Johnny have already lost, and Sonya and Jax aren't in Outworld anymore, so he has to fight. But Liu Kang tells him,
But I am not he who must win.
Shao Kahn tells Raiden to put up a worthy champion, so obviously my boy Kung Lao goes in to fight in the tournament. Shao Kahn puts Kung Lao against Shang Tsung and Quan Chi.
Stop this deadly alliance.
Kung Lao wins and now has to fight Kintaro, this giant guy right here. As Kung Lao beats him, he's getting booed, but he doesn't care because he's happy. You know what I'm saying? He just beat Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, Goro. He basically just did what Liu Kang did, but faster. You know what I'm saying? And of course he's the GOAT. He's taking it all in. He doesn't care if they booing at him. He's the GOAT.
Earthrealm is free.
They killed my boy Kung Lao seconds after winning his fight. Everyone gets mad at this. By the way, what kind of chain is Katana in to the point where Liu Kang can't free her with, you know, his fire abilities? As Raiden's about to strike down Shao Kahn, Liu Kang intervenes and we get this whole evil guy speech about how he rules this and he will prevail. But Liu Kang ain't with all that talking and starts boxing with Shao Kahn. He wins and we get this.
For Kung Lao, the Shaolin, and Earthrealm.
With Shao Kahn dead, this rules Liu Kang as the winner, and Earthrealm is free of Shao Kahn forever. Liu Kang mourns his friends, but Raiden is still trying to figure out why his amulet is still breaking. Even though Shao Kahn is dead, everyone starts deciding who's gonna rule now that, you know, Shao Kahn is dead. Reptile nominates Mileena since she is, you know, his heir. Shang Tsung nominates himself, saying he made Mileena, but at that moment, Shao Kahn comes back, saying Quan Chi used magic to accelerate his recovery. Furious at Shang Tsung for the new rules, he can no longer attack and conquer Earthrealm, but Quan Chi brings a new solution. I'm glad that he's finally using his brain since he's been getting beat on this whole time. He revives Sindel since it's her death that forbids Shao Kahn and his forces to invade Earthrealm. They plan to resurrect her to change that. Sindel is brought back, confused, but sees Quan Chi. He tells her Shao Kahn is ready for her. She remembers Shao Kahn and is ready to go to him, but asked about her daughter. Quan Chi tells her that Katana aligned herself with Earthrealm, which is when Sindel tells him she's dead to him and to bring her to Shao Kahn. We cut to Earthrealm with the military fighting back the invasion, but Stryker and Kabal spotting Reptile, so they do what any normal person would have done. They try shooting again, but Reptile knocks out Kabal. So Stryker and Reptile fight.
Enough of this. It's you and me, freak show.
Stryker beats him and helps Kabal, and tells him that they need to go down to street level, but they spot Mileena, so they go to check it out. They ask what she's doing out here, but she instantly wants to fight. After Stryker beats Mileena, she gets back up to fight him again, but Raiden intervenes. Stryker asks who he is, but Raiden gets a vision and helps Johnny Cage. At that moment, Kintaro shows up and burns Kabal. I mean, look at him. Look what they did to my boy. So Stryker decides to fight him, and he ends up winning. He tries to signal that Kabal is injured, but Ermac shows up and throws Stryker into the subway station, and they end up fighting. Stryker wins. I'm sorry, I don't think I was clear. Stryker wins. Stryker somehow beats Ermac, a person with magic, a person with superpowers. This is just a regular guy with a gun. After Stryker beats Ermac, he is approached by Nightwolf. Nightwolf explains that Raiden needs him and he is considered a Earthrealm defender. They go back to the street, but Kabal is missing, and realize that Kabal has been taken since his injuries are too bad for him to just walk away. We see Kano working on something and giving it a mask. We find out the person he was working on is Kabal. He's ashamed of what he looks like, but without the gear and mask, he won't be able to breathe. We also find out Kabal and Kano used to work together in the Black Dragons, but Kano also reveals he sold weapons to Outworld. Angry about it, Kabal starts to fight Kano. He beats him and asks how can he leave, still confused on the whole Outworld and Shao Kahn stuff. Kano says Kabal can never leave since the only way to leave would be through Shao Kahn and he won't ever be able to get near to him. That's when Kabal realizes that he can't, but Kano could. We cut to Melina in the throne room showing everybody that Raiden killed Motaro. Sindel says that she will go to Earthrealm in his place, and Shao Kahn calls over Shang Tsung, and this happens.
Shang Tsung. Yes, Emperor. The Empress requires something of you.
Kabal enters in, but the unnamed fighter from before and Melina intervene and they fight him. They lose. Somehow. The unnamed fighter who looks like he has years of experience at least, and Melina, the assassin ninja warrior, just lost to a regular person. Well, I guess he's not that regular then, because he does have super speed. Alright, whatever. So Shao Kahn has Kabal surrounded, but he somehow has super speed and escapes through the portal. He is approached by robotic Sub-Zero and they fight. Kabal wins, but then Shiva arrives, confusing Kabal for Lin Kuei. Somehow, some way we're confusing Kabal for Lin Kuei, I guess. So they fight and Kabal beats Shiva, but Smoke and Raiden arrive. He asks about Stryker, but is told he is safe. Smoke's still broken from what they did to Sub-Zero. Kabal joins Raiden's team and helps carry Sub-Zero back to their new base. Jax somehow reboots the evil command that comes with the Cyber Initiative and restores Sub-Zero back to normal. A little. He's on the good side with everyone here. Nightwolf asks how can Sub-Zero help us, but Raiden doesn't know, since every time he's tried changing time it goes wrong. So instead they send him to Outworld undercover. He arrives at Shao Kahn's throne room and Sector asks where's Kabal. Sub-Zero tells him that he had to kill him and he was too dangerous to bring him for questioning since he could have lost his life. Sector says he should have been brought in for questioning, but Sub-Zero says that he was too strong of a fighter. Sector takes Sub-Zero back to Earthrealm saying they have a mission here. Once they arrive though, Sector realizes his parts have been tampered with, and trying to find out what the issues are with Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero pushes him off. Realizing he's been corrupted, they fight. Sub-Zero beats Sector and finds where the soldiers are. He arrives and sees Kentaro and Goro and Kano. He sees that they've been torturing the soldiers, so he freezes all of them. After he frees the soldiers, they start to break out. Now Sub-Zero has to fight Kentaro and Goro. He beats them both. Yeah, at this point, I guess anyone can beat Goro, bro. At that moment, bodies start to fly at Sub-Zero. He tells the soldiers to get behind him and sees Ermac, so they fight. And guess what? Sub-Zero wins because he's the GOAT! Sub-Zero arrives to the graveyard to see the unnamed fighter and Quan Chi working on a spell. He tells the team about it, and Raiden gets a vision of Shao Kahn's Soul Nados at its biggest it's ever been. Raiden's still mad that the future is unchangeable since his amulet is still cracking. Nightwolf tells him not to worry and he'll go to the graveyard soon. Sub-Zero tries to intervene, so the unnamed fighter goes to check it out. And we get this.
You are not worthy of the name Sub-Zero. Who are you to judge? I wore those colors before you. Bi-Han? Yes, Kuai Liang. It is I. Quan Chi restored me.
Restored? You and I both. We are flawed copies of our former selves.
I have no flaws. Quan Chi has perfected me.
For what end? To serve the Netherrealm and Outworld?
It suits my purpose.
But brother,
We share blood. We are not brothers.
Yeah, so Quan Chi at a point in the game brought back Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero, to work for him. And now the unnamed fighter can finally be called Bi-Han. I know his name is Noob Saibot, but unless I'm tripping, they never mention him as Noob ever in this game specifically. Sub-Zero beats Bi-Han, and Quan Chi has already summoned the Soulnado. Nightwolf comes in and tells Sub-Zero to get out of here. Nightwolf then goes to stop Quan Chi, so they start boxing. Nightwolf wins, but Bi-Han shows up, and we get this scene. Yeah, I guess we won't be seeing him forever. Quan Chi leaves, but due to Bi-Han being thrown into the Soulnado, it's disrupted and disappears. We cut to everyone now wondering if Raiden is seeing the future or possible futures, with Jax not even knowing if he was supposed to always get new arms or did this only happen because they interfere with the timeline. But at that moment, Nightwolf arrives and says the Soulnado is gone. But at that moment, Raiden's amulet cracks again. Furious about this, Raiden finally decides to go see the Elder Gods. He takes Liu Kang with him and says Nightwolf is to lead while he's gone. And low-key, this lineup, even without Raiden and Liu Kang, it's still stacked. I mean, look at this, right? We got Katana and Jade, Outworld fighting warriors. Johnny Cage, he's there. Sonya and Jax, trained fighters. Stryker with his gun, Cabal with his Black Dragon training, Smoke and Sub-Zero, literal Lin Kuei assassins, and Nightwolf the GOAT. I don't see how anything could go wrong. At that moment, the Lin Kuei find their base somehow and surround them. So they all fight. Nightwolf fights Cyrax and beat him with ease. Smoke tries fighting Sector, but gets beat. Before he kills him, Nightwolf stops him and proceeds to fight Sector. Nightwolf beats Sector and everyone regroups. After beating the other Lin Kuei, Katana also see her mom has found them. But look at my GOAT, immune to her scream. But she's there to throw straight hands with everyone. So they all group up and get ready. And like I said before, I don't see how this lineup can lose. You know, this lineup is stacked. She really ain't got no chance. And plus, she died before already. So she ain't that strong. Everybody charges at her and she starts killing people left to right. I mean, look at this. My glorious all-star team just got wiped! Katana tries to get her mother to come to reason, but she kills her. Right there on the spot. Nightwolf gets back up and fights Sindel. Nightwolf beats her, but she gets back up. So Nightwolf starts to use magic. Sonya calls out to Raiden, and that's when we finally cut to Raiden. We see him and Liu Kang telling the Elder Gods that Earthrealm is being invaded, but the Elder Gods tell them that they can't intervene unless Shao Kahn merges the realms. Raiden tells him that Shao Kahn is invading Earthrealm as they speak, but they tell him invasion is not a violation of the rules and leave him. We cut back to Nightwolf and Sindel still fighting. She traps Nightwolf and attempts to kill him, but Nightwolf starts to use his own magic. Liu Kang and Raiden arrive, but they're too late and see Nightwolf and himself, getting rid of him and also Sindel. Katana calls out to Liu Kang, still wishing they had met under different circumstances, and she dies in front of him. Liu Kang starts losing his mind. I mean, everybody, damn near his whole friend group just died. You know what I'm saying? His best friend died. The girl that he might have had feelings for died. It's too much for him. After all that, Raiden's amulet is still cracking, so he realizes he has to go merge his realm with Quan Chi's to win the battle against Shao Kahn. Liu Kang doesn't go with him and stays to help those who survive, and leaving Raiden to take his leave. Raiden arrives in the Netherrealm, calling out for Quan Chi, but he is approached by Scorpion. And you see this suit right here? This generally came out of nowhere. I don't know if he got it because he killed Sub-Zero, so Quan Chi gave it to him, and you know, or because they were finally moving on with the plan to invade Earth. I don't know. But regardless, the suit is hard. Raiden beats Scorpion and Quan Chi arrives. Raiden wants Quan Chi's help to beat Outworld, but Quan Chi tells Raiden he's crazy if he thinks they can win this war. So Raiden offers the souls of Earthrealm warriors who died. You know, the people who only died because of Raiden. Regardless, Quan Chi starts pointing Raiden out to be like the villain. Raiden says he can have his soul as well, Quan Chi laughs at Raiden and reveals he already took their souls as payment by Shao Kahn. So Raiden has to fight his way out of there by fighting his dead friends who believed in him. Raiden beats them and Quan Chi makes fun of the Elder Gods, saying Shao Kahn is going to invade Earthrealm and they won't do anything about it. Raiden gets angry saying he can't invade Earthrealm, but he finally realizes
Thank you, Quan Chi. I now know what must be done.
Raiden returns back to Earthrealm and sees the portal opening. Liu Kang arrives. Seeing Raiden returned alone, Raiden explains to Liu Kang that they need to let Shao Kahn merge the realm so the Elder Gods can actually do something. But Liu Kang has finally realized Raiden has gone mad and he's crazy. At that moment, Shao Kahn is stepping through the portal, so my boy Liu Kang tries to approach him to kill him again. Raiden stops him and we get this.
Do as I say. Have faith in the Elder Gods. Have faith in me. Liu Kang, I cannot let you fight Shao Kahn. Then you are my enemy.
Raiden beats Liu Kang, but he gets back up. Johnny and Sonya arrive and try to stop them, but Liu Kang is set on killing Raiden if he's gonna get in his way. He charges a fire fist at him, but yeah, accidentally, Raiden kills Liu Kang, with his final words to Raiden being,
You have killed us all.
Johnny and Sonya see Shao Kahn is stepping through, so they go to stop him. Raiden bows to Shao Kahn, but Shao Kahn, mad that Raiden has stopped his plans multiple times, starts to attack him, and every attack is damn near the same as when the future Raiden died.
The Elder Gods fear me now. Their pathetic Mortal Kombat shackles me no longer.
As Shao Kahn starts gloating, Raiden tells Shao that he's won. He's basically won. He gives up. He got it, bro. He got it. He don't want no beef. But at that moment, the Elder Gods finally decide to intervene, and we get this.
You violate our will, Shao Kahn. You merge realms without victory in Mortal Kombat. Our penalty...
They try to damage Shao Kahn, but it barely scratches him. So Raiden and Shao Kahn fight. Raiden, empowered by the Elder Gods, might actually have a chance. And he did. He beats Shao, but Shao isn't defeated yet and tries to swing at Raiden. So Raiden sends the Elder Gods at him, and they eviscerate Shao Kahn, clearing the darkness of Earthrealm. Raiden's amulet finally repairs itself. Glad that they won, Johnny and Sonya helping him back up, but Raiden's still sad since look what it took for them to finally win and protect Earthrealm and keep it safe. Sonya tells Raiden he did what he had to save Earthrealm, but you can tell she's obviously still sad for everyone who died. Not even just them, but Jax as well. So Raiden takes them away, saying that they need to help the injured and help rebuild Earthrealm. But there's also this.
Your plan worked to perfection, Lord Shinnok.
Shao Kahn was blinded by rage. How easily he was convinced that the Elder Gods would ignore his merging the realms.
Yet the Thunder God still lives.
No matter. Neither Earthrealm nor Outworld can now withstand the Netherrealm's onslaught. It is time. Soon I will be free. Earthrealm and Outworld will be ours.
So Shortly after the game was already, you know, loved by so many, NetherRealm would decide to drop DLC for this game. This would include Scarlet, Kenshi, Rain, Freddy Krueger, and motherfucking Kratos. Not only would they add these new characters, they would also add the classic arcade skins for Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Ermac, Katana, Melina, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector. And even though it's not DLC, I would have to bring up the fact that they made Babalities. I just want to throw that in there. Yeah, so this game was great. You know, amazing, great, top tier, 10 out of 10. If you remove the fact that Shao Kahn can spam his shoulder tackle and Noob Saibot can spam his teleport, but overall this game was hard, and if you haven't played it yet, please go do so. Oh, there's also something I don't mention. I don't call Noob Saibot at all in this game, only because they never call him Noob. Like, I promise you'll be fine if you ever get this game and you just happily call him Bihan, or happily just call him trash ass Sub-Zero. But other than that, yeah, if y'all can, please like, comment, subscribe, and put in the comments what was y'all favorite part of the video, and I'm going.